Hello, today we're going to go over how to prepare your carrier of your choice and size, depending on what you're shipping, like what size bird you're shipping, with Delta Cargo. It's very simple. Now, as you can see, this carrier has mesh measured and taped down each side of your carrier. I chose an extra small carrier. I'm only shipping one small bird. This carrier has to have nuts and bolts all the way around, no plastic clamps. After you've done measured and taped your sides with the mesh, you're gonna go and make sure that the back is taped up, or you can put mesh, but most of the time I'm safe covering it. Another thing that's important to Delta right now is a perch. No matter the species of bird that you are sending, you have to have a perch. As you can see, I have it right here. And inside, there's my perch going right across there. So now that we've already established that, what's next? Well, we need to make sure that the door of your carrier is covered with mesh, just as I did here, okay? I chose just this side. You can just make a bigger piece if you like. It's completely up to you. Now, another thing that you're gonna need is something to put water. I usually, now you don't have to do the same thing. You can pick whatever container you want, but the smaller the better, as long as it can hold water to last through the flight. So what I do is I cut a hole through the top. I don't go all the way to the edge, because if the water was to move, the carrier was to move, it won't spill like it would if you cut all the way to the edge. So I go ahead and I've glued it on. As you can see, I went ahead and glued it on to here. Another thing that they require is that your carrier have inside this way, connecting into the door, these thick tie wraps. They're very heavy duty tie wraps. Sometimes they will supply you with it if they see that you have the hole ready. So that's pretty much what you need. It's really simple, guys. Coverage in the front, coverage on the side, the nuts and bolts all around your carrier. Next thing we're going to talk about is, what do we do so that the bird is comfortable, aside from just water and making sure that there is a perch. We put down bedding. Use pine bedding. You can use paper bedding if you like, recycled paper bedding. I don't recommend for you to just lay down a tissue, because it would just make a disaster. Make sure that there's at least half an inch of bedding, the least. I usually do about an inch of bedding. Take the bird seeds or whatever it is that you're feeding, and I put it in the back of the carrier, way in the back. It's okay if it falls and it blends in with the bottom. It's not a big deal. Most birds will keep themselves entertained looking for the different seeds that are in there. You can also add some fruit if you'd like, but don't substitute your fruit for water. The birds need to have water and food, both. And I think that's pretty much it. I've made it pretty simple. The next time I do my video, I will be going over the steps on checking in.